Hello there, everyone. Welcome to our online class. Well, again, this is Teacher RJ, and so today we're going to learn about grammar, and our lesson for today is about past simple tense. Okay, so let's try to define what is this all about. Okay, so the past simple tense, we can use several tenses and forms to talk about the past. Okay, but past simple tense is the one we use most often. Why? When we talk about stories to our friends about your experiences, about what happened a day ago and an hour ago, we always talk about that, right? We don't often talk about what's going to happen. Maybe sometimes, but most of the time we talk about past. So that is why we're learning now past simple tense. Okay, so past simple tense is we're going to learn it in an easy way. I hope you will understand better. So in this lesson, we look at the structure and how to write the correct way and how to use and when to use past simple tense. Okay, and then after that, we'll have some activities or quiz or whatever it will come out in the future. Okay, so to start with, so in English verb, there are two types of verbs. Okay, we have the regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, so these verbs where we need to understand why in the past form it's very important. Okay, in simple past it's very important because the spelling, how to write the correct spelling. Okay, so just and bird's eye view. So to start with regular verbs, okay, regular verbs are verbs that you can just add up ed. So look at this, this one, ed, or d to make it past tense. Okay, do you get what I mean? So let's look at the example here. So look at this. So we have walk. Okay, walk. To make it a past tense, it becomes walked. We add up ed. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. And for dance, see, look at that. Dance, we only add up d. So these kind of verbs are called regular verbs. So we only add up ed or d. Like another example there, we have paint, we say for past tense becomes painted, for work becomes worked. Okay, so this is just an introduction. So regular verbs. How about irregular verbs? Okay, irregular verbs are this one. So we need to know that, or we have to know that there are three types of irregular verbs. Always remember that. Verbs in which the base form doesn't change. Just like this. Put. It doesn't change. To make it a past tense, it doesn't change. Okay? And then we also have the irregular verbs that only, okay, in the structure of making past tense, there are three separations. Okay, let's start. This is what we call the base form. This one, the base form or original verb. Then we have here the past tense, in which we are going to learn this in this lesson. And the third form is we call as past participle. Okay, and don't worry, I will explain this later on. Let's just go and see some examples first. So here again, the two verbs only change. I mean, the verb only changed one time. Okay, so that is what is this statement is trying to say. So from sit, the past tense is sat. So there's no other past participle. The past participle as well is sat. Okay, and then for verbs, the other type is this. The other form of verb is this one. They change. okay, from the base form drink, then becomes past tense drank, and for the past participle becomes drunk. So that is what I'm trying to say, that the three types of irregular verbs. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, in some regular and irregular verbs, some verbs, okay, verbs can be both regular and irregular. So these are the list that you can use this into regular. I mean, you can consider this as irregular or regular. Why? When you put them in a past tense, the other one, like look at this, burn. There's another spelling, burnt. Okay, so it looks like irregular because it changed. But here also burn becomes burned. Okay, then dream become dreamed. Okay, lean, we have lent, leaned. Then we have learned, learned. Leap, leaped, leaped. And we have smell, smelt, smelled. Okay, all this later on I will explain. At the moment, we try to go through the basic first, okay? Later on, I will, if I still have time, I will explain this, when and how to use this. Okay, so to continue with, now, we're going to learn how do we make the simple past tense. Again, the same as what we learned with present simple tense, there are three basic structures. In tenses, there's always three basic basic structures. Namely, we have positive sentence, this one, positive sentence, this one, positive sentence, negative sentence, negative sentence, or questions, and questions or interrogative sentence. So these are the basic structures of simple past tense or past simple tense. So the same thing, in each structure, we also have each substructure of each of each basic structure of the sentences. We have, let's start with positive sentence. Again, how to categorize them. So we have subject for positive sentence, okay? Subject. See, look at this. Subject. Main verb. Object. Okay, object of. Okay. Anyway, so let's focus here so that you won't be confused. I don't want to talk too much. Okay, but the more I explain each of these, then you might get confused. So here, we just learn how to make the sentence, okay? So, now, for subject, we have this. I, you, we, they. Okay? So these are the subjects. And we also have she, he, it. As you notice, look at this. Before that, if you got to read it, it's like I worked. So look at the verb, ed. I worked at school. You worked at school. We worked at school. They worked at school. And here, okay, if you understand about your English lesson when you were still like grade 4, grade 5, you'll notice that do you still remember that there's singular or plural noun or pronoun? So here the subjects here, as what you notice, except I, it's plural in form, and in fact you also is either plural or singular, as we learned this in our lower grade. And here we have she, he, it. Look at this. If you read that, she worked at school. He worked at school. It worked at school. So this group here represents singular, meaning one thing, one person. Right? So, but the thing is, they're using the same form of verb in the past form with no difference at all. So here in past tense, all you have to remember is that the past form of the main verb will be the same. It doesn't matter whether you have the subject plural or singular. Okay, so this, I think this is easier to remember than the present simple tense. So here again, for positive sentence in a past tense, the verbs are in the same form. It's either you add up ed or ed, meaning this is a regular verb, right? But of course, if it's an irregular verb, let's say, as what example do we have earlier? Regular verb. Okay, let me think of an irregular verb. Okay, let's take one here. I think we have one irregular verb here. Hold on, where's those examples? Hold on. Okay, this is regular. Okay, yeah, here. Let me say drink. Okay, let's go back. Drink. I drink, meaning because it's an irregular verb, it won't be drinked. It will be, drank at school. Or is it I drank water at school. Okay? So, and here, if you use the word drink, if your base form of verb is drink, you'll also use the same. So that's the point here. She drank at school. Okay? So the main verb for either plural or singular form of the subject, for the past form, you just write the past form of the main verb. Okay? So I hope you understand that. Okay, I put it back to its original form. Okay, so that is for positive sentence. How about negative sentence? Okay, now to make a negative sentence, all you have to do again is the same thing. Positive and negative sentence, they're basically the same style. So again, the subject, either it's plural or singular form for the subject, you only use the word did not. Okay? Did not or didn't. Okay? And the same thing here. Did not or didn't. No difference at all. It's the same. But then again, you must remember after that, look at the main verb, the past form. You don't use the past form of the verb. You use the original verb or the base verb. Okay? So here, if you read that, you did not go to school. See, go is the original form or the base form, because the past tense of go is went. But you cannot use that. That is wrong. Okay? So here you must go back to its original form of the verb, which is go. Okay? If we're talking about go. And the same thing with the singular form of the subject. See? All this, they use the same verb, go. Okay, I hope it's clear. And just try to look at the examples and try to read one at a time. Like you read this way. You did not go to school. I did not. You read that so that your mind as well will be acquainted and will easier for you to practice in actual time. Okay? So you have to read it and say it as often as you can. Okay, now, the other form now, the last structure of this simple past is the question or interrogative sentence. Okay? So what you're gonna do? All you have to do is to interchange the auxiliary verb did. Remember, there's no not there. Auxiliary verb, again, I want to explain to you here before we move on. This one, the auxiliary verb of do or does for past tense is did. Not is an additional word. Okay? See, this is plus. Auxiliary, oh sorry, this is not auxiliary. So, did. Okay? That's auxiliary. Not is not auxiliary verb. Not is just a word to make it, the sentence negative. Okay? So I hope you understand that. Okay, so that is, so here, when we make a question, let's go back to question, okay? When we make a question or interrogative sentence, all you have to do is to use the auxiliary verb did. Okay, hold on, this one, because I just copy and paste. That's a problem. Okay, so that's the auxiliary verb did. So you start with did to make a question. You say, did I? So the subject, they just interchange the subject and auxiliary verb did. So did I? And then again, the main verb, you use the original verb, not the past tense. You don't say, did I play? No, wrong. It's did I play football? Did I dance cha-cha-cha? Okay? So it's the same thing. Look at that. Did I play football? Did you dance cha-cha-cha? Did we eat together? Did they watch TV? And again, the same auxiliary verb for singular form. Did he drive to Bangkok? Did she like banana? Did it happen always? See, it's all the same. You don't add up S here, okay? This is a past tense. Okay? So I hope you understand here. So try to practice reading all this and try to pause and try to read so that you can be more acquainted with this topic. Okay? So remember we have this, what is this? Activity. I hope you already submitted your work. You can practice here. To those who are new with us, you practice how to make the sentences into its simple past tense. So what I have here is a present tense. So my brother speaks 3 languages fluently. So you make this into a past form, past tense form. Okay? So try to do it at home and submit it to me. And that's number 1. This is number 2. And this is number 3. So practice, do this and submit to me. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye. See you